You're watching Griffon Sports Insider, presented by Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Now, here are your hosts, Brett Esely and Ryan Menley.
Hello and welcome. We begin to get busy here in Griffon Nation. Spring sports have sprung while basketball is trying to survive a hellacious stretch, Brett Esely.
Let us back here in the studio, and I'm actually here for the entire show this week.
Good
as for right now, the Griffon men finished their brutal 3-game road swing against the MWSU Elite this Wednesday at 13-3 Central Missouri.
Brett Weiberg's crew sits at 7-8 overall, 2-5 in MIAA play, and are coming off 2 heartbreaking losses in the past week. Let's look back. Wednesday night, Missouri Western men making the trip west to Emporia State. This one was high energy, high entertainment from the get-go. Calvin Ballcue, alley-oop jam. We're tied at 20. Later, the Hornets' Kalo Bright shakes the D, drains the 3. Emporia up 4. Griffin's answer, though, with the play of the night. Final seconds before the half.
Deep 3, top of the key, no good. Rebounded by Trez. Here's Devers from half court. Good if it goes. And it goes in!
That was 2 feet from behind half court. Griffs go to the half down 37-36. Coach Weiberg trying to find a way to get a defensive stop, but hard to do. Hornets attacking the rack. Terrence Moore, 2 of his 20 points. Emporia up 7 with 7 minutes to play, but the Griffs continuing to fight back. Hans Thun from the elbow. He had a career high 18 points. We're tied at 74 with 4 to play. Under 2 to play. Ballcue for 3. Ring it up. Griffs up 1 now, but the Hornets just could not be stopped the entire night. They shot 75% from the floor in the second half, 61% for the game. Wright, the and one. He had a game-high 28 points. Emporia reclaims the lead. They hit the free throws at the end, and they hold on for an 87-80 victory. Frustrating loss for a Missouri Western team still searching for its first MIAA Conference road victory.
We fought game effort, just a few extra plays we missed. I know we missed a couple of layups, bad fouls, bad rotation. And
we didn't make plays down the stretch, and they did. That's the bottom line. We got to execute better on offense. We got to talk a little bit more on defense also, because they got easy buckets, just lack of communication.
I think a little bit it goes back to coaching and making sure our kids are in the right spot, and then some of us, we just got to get better.
Saturday, a stop in the jungle. Missouri Western men trying to get back on the winning track at Pittsburgh State. Griffs down 6 in the second half trying to catch up. Charlie Marquardt blocks the shot on one end, gets it ahead to Trez Colbert on the other end. Bucket, bruise, robot moves. Under 8 to play. Pitt trying to pull away. Griffs can't get the board. Trevor Gregory cleans up the mess and gets a 3-point play. Gorillas back up by 8, but Western, like normal, not going away. DZ Markalovich back in the lineup after missing 2 games with a knee injury. It's a 6-point game. Later, they're down 8 and desperately need a bucket. Adarius Fulton obliges. He had 13 points. Western within 5 with 2 minutes to play. 18 seconds to go now. Griffs still down 5. Ryan Devers, quick pull-up 3. Got it. He had a game-high 19 points. Griffs still have life. Pitt hits 1 of 2 free throws, so Western one more shot, needing a 3 to tie, but Darion Jones can't get a good look, and that's the ball game. Western drops another heartbreaker, 85-82 the final. They fall to 7-8 overall, 2-5 in MIAA conference play.
You know, we had a stretch there. We gave 3 straight offensive rebounds, gave up some and ones, and you can't do that and win games. You know, the kids. It's not a lack of quitting, or it's just we just got to get better.
we had plenty of chances. I know I had a shot, I think, to tie it or go up. I airballs, and then that's on me as seniors and a leader. We got to do a better job and tell the other people, you know, they look up to us, and I think the seniors just got to take over and do a better job.
We'll talk the week ahead with head coach Brett Weiberg when GSI comes back.
I am your physical therapist. My job is to crack the whip, push you. Got an ache? I've got the remedy. Muscles weak? I'll make you strong. Whatever it is, I will get you better. I'm Nikki Hilgenberg, and this is Spine and Sport.
Well, the Griffon men definitely experiencing some growing pains in the first year of the new regime, but we've also been getting a glimpse of the future, and the future appears bright. True freshman Charlie Marquardt has been forced to step up down low due to the loss of Cedric Lakescales. The 6'8", 220-pound Leawood, Kansas native has averaged 10 points, 6 rebounds a game since the new year. Marquardt wasn't expected to play much this season, but due to injuries, he's been forced into more playing time. And while he looks like a freshman at times, he's also shown glimpses of brilliance.
You know, I think this is the best thing for him. You know, he's getting thrown into the fire. I bet never in a million years he thought he'd be counted on at this point in his career. And he's doing a great job.
No, I like it because I think it'll help. It's fun, it's exciting, and it'll be great for me down the road, and it's great for the team too.
Joining us now, head coach Brett Weiberg. I know Charlie Marquardt's given you some fits at times, but he's also given you some quality minutes. Welcome to the life of a freshman and baptism by fire.
That's right. His role changed dramatically in the last month, and you know, and honestly, I couldn't be more proud of him. He competes every day, plays hard every day, and he's gotten a lot better. Coach Coons has done a good job working with him and helping him develop. And you're right. I mean, he's far from being as good as he's going to be. So that's where some of our frustration lies with him. But in the end, in the big picture, I'm very, very proud of him.
We talked to you in the first block about you know, after the games, you know you're in 2 games last week and woulda, coulda, shoulda, just couldn't get over the hump. That really just comes down to, at some point, you got to get mentally tough. Right?
We got to get tougher, mentally, physically, both. We have to get better defensively throughout the course of the entire game. And right now, we're putting so much stress on our offense because we can't keep the other team from scoring.
Traditionally, in the past, low-scoring, grinded-out games, and this year we've got a Missouri Western basketball team in your first year that's scoring 78 a game, which is impressive, but they're giving up 79 a game.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I think the thing that there's been a lot of things that surprise me. I am no way surprised by how hard it is to win games in this league. That doesn't surprise me at all. I am surprised at the scores in our league, and I haven't looked at the history of our league historically to see if that's been that way the whole time.
I think scoring's up this year. I think that's
maybe
what the
across
folks
the
in
country,
Indianapolis wanted. They wanted scoring up, and I think it is.
Well, when you can go to the free throw line 50 times a game, that's because the rule changes.
And yeah, that's been some of it, but you know, just like it's just been quite interesting to me and really has surprised me that the league is, the winning team has scored a lot of points, and generally the losing team's scoring quite a few points as well. But we can't do that. You know, we have to be better defensively.
Brett, to follow that question up a little bit, and you're 15 games in here, your first year at Missouri Western. I'm sure you got the question a lot before the season started. What do you expect from your team? How is this team going to play? Does the MO of your team so far through 15 games, does it surprise you? Did you think you'd be able to score like you have been? And did you think defensively, obviously I'm sure you thought defensively you'd probably be a little bit better than you have been.
We were hoping to be better defensively, and I wasn't quite sure that we would be able to get in the paint and you know, have multiple guys shoot the ball decent from the perimeter. So the team's not where I want it to be in that regard. I want to score the ball, and I don't want to take opportunities to score away from our kids. But we're probably playing too fast, and we need to limit our possessions some. And what I've said before, it's our field goal percentage and it's our points per possession that's hurting us pretty bad right now.
Well, it doesn't help when you're playing very good basketball teams. You're playing another really good one on Wednesday. Central Missouri, ranked 24th in the nation a week ago. They did get beat, so they'll probably fall out, but still another quality team that's at the top every year. You got to go to Warrensburg, and it doesn't get any easier.
Right. I've seen them play maybe as much as anyone in our league, and I think they're a good basketball team. I think they're as deep, maybe deeper than anyone in our league, other than maybe Missouri Southern. And so I think they're deep at all spots. I think they have plenty of guards for their 3 guard spots, and they have plenty of forwards for their forward spots. So we've got to figure out a way to keep them from scoring at the rate that we're allowing teams to score. Obviously, they're good enough that they're going to score. We just can't allow them to score like the other teams have.
Saturday you come back to the field house, first time in a couple of weeks. You host Southwest Baptist, and looking at the conference standings, they're a little bit like us. They score a lot, they give up a lot, and that's a game we need to win, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We have 2 big games. We're on the road Wednesday, and then we have a home game Saturday, and just taking one game at a time. But obviously Southwest Baptist is a team that they're a little bit like everybody else, but it'll be on our home floor, and it'll be kind of a huge game for us.
The fan mail's just been rolling in for Weiberg's wit.
Has it?
It has been.
I'm sure it has.
It has been.
Before we get into that, I got to interrupt. You know, you made a comment, one of Brett Esely's very hard questions to answer, what your favorite food was a couple weeks ago, and you said pizza. And one of your friends in Pittsburgh State, a couple of family friends were down, they said, you know what? He said, we go to a steakhouse every time and he orders chicken. Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of steak either.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, not a big steak eater.
Western boy doesn't eat a lot of
steak.
Yeah, that's why I'm so small.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why you're in such great shape.
No,
well,
and I'm not in good shape.
Our dessert today
so
is
I'm small
wintertime.
and in
It's a
terrible
caramel
condition.
apple walnut surprise. It's got that warm glaze all over the top. That's what they like to feature in the Tantalizing Trio. Dessert. No, you like dessert.
He has no idea what you're talking about. Neither do I.
Well, that's why he's so witty. That's why he's so witty. Brett, I'm going to ask you some witty questions here. I know you're a Twitter guy. You're on Twitter. Who's your favorite follow on Twitter?
Musselman. And I think he's the assistant at like Arizona State or something.
Musselman.
He has a lot of great quotes. Anywhere that he's at, he takes pictures. Like he took a picture at SMU the other day in SMU's locker room, Larry Brown, and it said, you know, Dean Smith is play hard, play smart, play together. So that's what, you know, Larry Brown has. He's a Dean Smith disciple, play for Dean Smith, play hard, play smart, play together. Then he has also have some fun. And then down in parentheses he has, it'd be nice if we'd play a little bit of defense and rebound as well. So so that's what he's got posted in his log, and that's the kind of stuff that he posts up there.
Must have been a great question because that's the best answer he's ever given.
Well, and that, and I like Roddy Piper, and it's just like two things. So you're a lot more smarter than
I grew up with watching him.
Do you watch reality television?
No, I really don't.
No, he doesn't.
Watch any television? Favorite show?
Yeah. Justified. It's the only show we record at my house. It's called
Finally,
Justified.
what's playing on your iPod right now?
The Killers' greatest hits.
Okay.
The Killers' greatest hits. But they also have like 5 or 6 new recordings on there, so it's pretty good.
Okay. Brett Weiberg, let's get some wins. That'd be pretty good.
Yes, let's do it.
That's Brett Weiberg. Good luck this week, and we'll talk to you this week more.
Okay. Thanks.
We'll be right back.
Now David Bass is going to sling him to the ground, his second sack in this football game.
Spinal sport treatment with Fred, his methods are extremely different from anybody I've ever been with because he takes your injury and breaks it down to a T. I came here right after I had my bone spur surgery for my left foot. He broke my body down, so he kind of went in and took it step by step from my hips down to my knees, to my calves, to my ankles, and fixed everything. I recommend Spinal Sport because of Fred. He has a passion for his athletes and getting people back to where they need to be.
As the snow melts outside, spring sports gets underway inside. You know what? When you own a $15 million indoor facility, you can do that effectively.
Well, I would. Wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Griffon's softball and baseball teams began practice this week. Expectations, as always, are high for both squads. Jen Bagley's group coming off a 38-16 record a season ago. Wild Buzz Verduzco and company coming off its best season ever in 2013, 40-12 record in Griffon baseball's first ever MIAA conference championship. Meanwhile, in the golf world, the greatest Griffon golfer in school history is making his mark as a rookie on the PGA Tour.
So he's doing pretty well, doing it in warm spots, too.
Off the Web.com tour. This is third to the par 5 and to Brice Garnett.
Shots like this helped Brice Garnett to a tie for 38th finish in the PGA Sony Open last weekend in Hawaii. The 2006 Missouri Western graduate has played in 5 events so far. He's made the cut in 4 of them, and he's earned more than $75,000. Garnett earned his PGA Tour card in the fall. He's currently ranked 378th in the world.
It's awesome. You know, it's exciting for me to come to new cities and golf courses, and you know, especially mix it up with the big boys and see how I stand. Every single week, every single day, I gain experience on the PGA Tour, and that's immeasurable. First and foremost, you have to believe in everything that you do, and you have to surround yourself with good people. And unfortunately, coming from Gallatin in a small town, St. Joseph, Missouri Western, everybody's been so supportive and positive towards my career, and that just helps.
And I tell you what, I think we all knew he had the game, but folks just don't realize how hard it is to break through in any level of professional sports, especially on the PGA Tour. There's a lot of aspiring guys.
That's arguably the greatest accomplishment of Missouri Western athletes.
I would agree.
You know what? You also know you've got it when you've got your own website too. He's got BriceGarnett.com.
Check him out at BriceGarnett.com. And he's got a belt deal, and he's got like 20 different colors of belts. I'm envious of that right there.
He's also got Missouri Western on the golf bag too. That's nice to see.
I like that.
We'll be right back.
I am a physical therapist. My job is to lend a hand, or unlock a leg, fix a foot, stretch you to a limit. No matter the injury, I have got your back. I'm Brent Colgan. This is Spine and Sport.
Welcome back to basketball. The Griffon women, like the men, are also in the middle of Hell Week, and the road doesn't get any easier. They're at 6th-ranked Central Missouri this Wednesday.
Yeah, the Griffons with 2 tough losses this past week at 3rd-ranked Emporia last Wednesday and at 13-3 Pittsburgh State Saturday. Before we look ahead, let's rewind and look back.
Welcome to Emporia, Kansas, home of the number 3 ranked women's team in Division II, Emporia State. Griffons trying to hand the Lady Hornets their first loss of the season. These two teams trading baskets out of the gate. Shanice Lewis gets her shot blocked, but then finds her twin sister Jalissa, who beats the shot clock and drains the 3. Griffs within 1 early. Later, Lewis going inside. She scored all 10 of her points in the first half. Griffons trying to gamble on deep, pressuring the ball all night, but the Lady Hornets combated by finding the open player. Kiana Kellogg scored 15 for the game. Emporia closes the half on an 11-0 run. Griffs go to the break down 41-26. Second half, Western tried to chip away. Quenisha Lockett did her part, looking solid in the post. She had 14 points, but not enough. Western falls 69-52 the final. Their record now 5-7 on the season. Emporia improves to a perfect 15-0. Saturday, Lanisha Lawrence and the Griffon women entering the jungle, taking on 10-4 Pitt State. Griffs off to a great start. Quenisha Lockett, good post move. She had 9 points, but played just 14 minutes because of foul trouble. Just before the halftime, ticking away, freshman Tanner Tripp. 3 at the buzzer, count it. Griffons go to halftime with a 35-34 lead. They shot 50% in the first half, but hit a cold stretch in the second half. Gorillas take advantage. Lizzie Geronimus, 2 of her game-high 26 points. Pitt by 8 with 12 minutes to play. Western fighting back, though, in the final minutes. Kirsten Crawford steps back, drains a 3. She had a career-high 15 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Western would get to within 4 with under 3 to play, but could get no closer. Alex Borderwick nails shut the coffin. Pitt goes back up 7. The Griffons fall 74-69 the final. Free throws, the big difference in this one. Pitt went to the line twice as much as Western. The Gorillas were 34 of 48 from the charity stripe. The Griffons were 16 of 24. You do the math.
We're talking about 18 points that we didn't get to guard, and so it's unfortunate. You know, our kids have got to do a better job of learning how to guard without fouling. We've got to do a better job with our hands. We're playing better in our last 2 games than we played at any point before Christmas.
These past 2 games we played so much more harder and much more intensity and more passion, and it definitely hurts a lot more when the outcome is what it is and we're so close and we fought so hard for it to just come up that short. It hurts a lot.
And joining us now, head coach Rob Edmondson. Effort was there last week, just sometimes you don't have enough horsepower.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I thought our kids played with a lot of purpose and passion and played hard. And, you know, obviously we're playing the top end of the league and playing the teams that are rated in the top 10 in the country, and they're teams that have proven themselves and probably well on their way to an NCAA tournament berth. And we knew it was a tough part of our schedule. We saw it when it came out on paper. We said these 3 games right here are going to be really tough. Even not knowing where we would be at that point in our season. But I think our kids are still putting out a tremendous amount of effort and playing hard and trying to compete.
Well, the 3rd of the 3 takes place on Wednesday, and it's Central Missouri. You got to go there. They're very good. And, you know, all 3 of these teams have been a little bit different. But Central Missouri, they can score. They've got 2 very, very good players, especially Cone Flax. Just talk about that matchup, and that matchup was a good one for us last year.
Yeah. Well, obviously we played Central twice last year, regular season. 1-point loss in conference tournament. quarterfinal game to a 1-point loss. So, but we had a little better matchups last year. This year we still have some good matchups, but they are different than Emporia and Pittsburgh in the sense, you know, Emporia and Pittsburgh, I think defensively you can scheme and come up with some things to maybe slow them down. Central just has 2 kids that when they want to go make baskets, they can go make baskets, and is the player you're guarding them with talented enough to just stop them, and that's a challenge with Central because they have 2 players that can just go make baskets. But on the flip side, if one of those 2 kids is having an off night, right, you know, then that presents them some problems because they do have a lot of their eggs in a little basket with those 2 kids.
Saturday, Southwest Baptist comes to town, maybe a little bit easier of a matchup. I don't want to say easier, but better of a matchup, and that would be a situation. I don't want to say anything's a must-win, but that would be a big win to get just coming back home.
You know, when you're 5-8, I don't know if the word must comes into play much, but does the league come back to us a little bit? Yeah, you're right. I mean, once you get to this stretch of 3, we're playing teams that, from a talent standpoint, you're not going to go on the floor and go, wow, I can tell which team obviously has the most talent. There are games for which we have a chance to compete and hopefully win games. But again, you still have to step up and do that.
One thing that's changed for you, and you came in, this is how your style is. You're say a wild man, but you're very passionate, and we've joked about that. We've seen it all firsthand. But ever since the break, it's kind of, you've calmed a little bit.
Yeah.
Just talk about that, just that change. Is it just more of a situation where you're trying to love these kids because you know you gotta keep them with you. You gotta compete because you're not where you want to be.
Well, you know, whether I coach kids hard or not, I love my kids all the time. And like I talked to you the other day about, there are certain types of kids that hold themselves accountable on their own, and the kids that hold themselves to a high accountability, you can coach hard because they're doing the same thing to themselves. Yes, am I having to reinvent myself with this group a little bit since the break? Yeah, I think that's one of the things as a coach you look at a little bit. You don't want to compromise yourself as a coach. You don't want to compromise and completely just quit doing the things you do, but you have to find some different ways sometime to get out of the kids what you want to get out of them. And not only motivate, but just to keep them excited and enthused. And these are great kids. They're good kids. They're kids that you'd want to babysit any of your kids any time of the day. But one of the things that we're struggling with as a team is accountability, holding themselves accountable, not in terms of behavior, but just in terms of consistent play. You know, I'm going to be the team's leading rebounder, I'm the best defender, I'm going to be the best passer, whatever the case is. And I've always had teams that I could coach very hard because the players held themselves to a high level of accountability. I'm having to hold them to that accountability right now. When you do that, that sometimes wears on kids in terms of confidence. It can wear on them in terms of their enthusiasm and their joy level. And in the end, if kids don't want to play for you, it doesn't matter how talented they are and how good of a coach you are. If kids don't want to play for you, you're going to struggle. So I think one of the things I did this semester is just really sit down and evaluate this team, this personality of this team, and what could I do better as a coach to help this team. I've not changed in terms of who I am and what I'm about, but I am going down a little bit different path.
Babysitting, I'll have to keep that in my black book right there.
Yeah, I got it.
Perfect. That's perfect.
You should have a Rolodex.
I should have.
Dax and Ashton, I don't know.
And their fair rate is $25 an hour.
Is that what
it is?
It's a fair
rate.
Perfect.
Heck, I need to start babysitting. I'll babysit your kids for $25 an hour.
You know what else I'm excited about?
What's that?
It's time for Esely's Tantalizing Trio. Rob, I must ask you a question. You know we're featuring chicken fried steak. It's kind of that time of year.
Well, we're going with the Tantalizing Trio. The must ask you a question.
Assorted gravies,
get back together.
all in one. Current events edition, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know if you paid attention. I'm sure you have. There's 4 teams left to have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Who's going to do it?
I'm going to go with the Broncos.
He's going to take the Broncos. Safe choice.
I'm going with the old man at the quarterback spot. I think he's going to get it done.
Hopefully the old man wins it and retires.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Rob, hey Rod, you believe his story or not?
Nope.
No chance.
Not a bit.
The text about gummies, he's texting about gummy bears, right?
Not about gummies. He's going to have a lot of time to text on that 160-game suspension.
You know what, finally, and we know you're a movie guy, no doubt, quotes. Have we ever asked you what your favorite movie is? I don't know that we've ever done that. Well, what is it?
Godfather 1, 2, and 3.
Godfather 1, 2, and 3.
Followed up by Casino.
Okay.
And then Goodfellas.
And you've never seen The Naked Gun?
Never seen it.
Wow.
Have you seen Airplane?
I have.
But you've not seen The Naked Gun. I was really disappointed in your movie buffology when you said you hadn't seen The Naked Gun.
I kind of tend to go for the movies that maybe can win an Oscar or a nomination or something on that sort.
I think that one did.
A little more depth.
Certainly did.
Naked Gun had O.J. Simpson in it before he killed everybody. Sorry. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
He was found not guilty.
Hey,
let's be guilty. You must acquit. Let's be guilty of a win on Wednesday.
Let's do that.
That would be all right.
Let's do that. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
Sometimes I wonder if Elvis had hip pain. And if he did, I know I could have fixed it. And if I did, he'd still be alive today.
All right, we're back with the girls basketball team talking about vertical jump and power. What does every basketball player want? A higher vertical. Let's show you a workout to get that vertical higher. Alex is going to jump up here to the plyo box now. She's going to put 1 foot up on this. Now we're going to do a jump exercise, and this 1 foot's going to stay here because it's going to create a plyometric stretch reflex to that calf exercise. On the other side, we're focused on the foot, the knee, the hip. And as she jumps up, we're going to get what we call triple extension. Extension of the ankle, knee, and hip. As the arms go up, that's what produces that power to get higher. So Alex is going to give us 3 or 4 reps here. She goes up and she lands right back and bounds right back up. As she does that, she's going to switch legs. This down leg is getting this plyometric stretch, but so is the top leg. And we're working on the mechanics of triple extension to get a higher jump. One more time, Alex. She goes up, down, one more time, and she's reaching as high as she can to get that vertical. Jumping though is 3-dimensional, so now Alex is going to turn to the side. That was front to back. Now she's going to be on to the side. Same drill, just up and down, but the box is in a different position. That's going to influence her hip in a side-to-side dimension. Good job. The last dimension is called rotation. As she puts 1 foot forward here and the other foot's way out there, same drill, same jump, but now her pelvis is twisted in a rotational pattern. We're training in 3 dimensions. Excellent job, Alex. So now we're going to bring in JQ. You know, if we want to make power, we got to look at the physics of force equals mass times acceleration over velocity. There's a power, there's a time element. We made JQ 10 pounds heavier, putting a flak jacket on her, a weight vest. That's more mass that she's got to work against gravity. Same drill, she goes up, but because she's got a weighted vest on, she's got to lift her body weight against the force of gravity. That's training power into your workout. You know, every basketball player wants to get higher, stronger in their vertical jump. We can train that. We can improve your vertical if you train like the pros at Spine and Sport. And thanks to Fred Schonkweiler, always entertaining, train like the pros.
Always is, yeah. Absolutely.
Max, your thoughts? Oh. You know what?
Same thoughts.
We don't have him back this week because, you know, let's rewind the
I got him good, didn't I?
Well, it was a good chair shot.
It was a solid chair. That's why I've been working out.
Well, it was so good that a week later.
A lot of people eat and indulge themselves over the holidays. I worked out over the holidays and got stronger.
So good that a week later he's still on the ground.
It was.
Yeah, so.
Can't wait to be served the papers for that one.
Yeah, whenever he gets up, maybe you just need to hit him harder where he doesn't get back up.
Maybe so. We can just bury him in the snow. Bad news is it's melting. Good news, bad news.
It's all right. Games this Saturday.
Games this Saturday.
We're back home finally.
We've had kind of a goofy home schedule, haven't we? Couple at home, then we take the holidays off, come home, play 2 more. It's 80 below out, and then we go on the road for 2 more. This Saturday, Southwest Baptist, 1:30, 3:30. One of our favorite days of the year. It's Student Athlete Honors Day. About the Griffons in the classroom this last semester. A 2.99 cumulative GPA. That's for all 272 student athletes that we had, and we'll recognize 170 of those this Saturday for student athletes that made a 3.0 GPA or higher in a semester in calendar year 2013. We'll do that at halftime of both games.
2/3 of your entire sports program. Those 3 over
not bad. Very
not bad
good.
at all. That is GSI for this week. We'll see
you there. Wear gold, and as always, go Griffs.
Person